Good afternoon. Today we're beginning Chapter 6 on linear relations. 6.1 is on representing patterns. Our goal for these questions is to create a linear equation given a pattern or a series of diagrams. In our first example, you can see that we have 4 diagrams, each with a different number of blocks. The first thing we have to do is to describe the pattern. I filled out the first 2 columns of the category already, which has the diagram numbers and the numbers of squares. The next goal is to establish what is the pattern that the squares are either rising or falling by. We can see that they are going up by 3 every time. So we will say this is 3n. If we fill out the column using the n numbers in that column, we'll go 3, 6, 9, and 12. At this point, we want to see if this column here matches this column here. If it does, our equation is finished. As you can see that it does not match, and each of these numbers is 2 higher than this column. So in order to make them equal, we have to minus 2. If we minus 2 from all of these numbers, we get 1, 4, 7, and 10. And you can see that these 2 columns now match up. Therefore, our equation becomes S equals 3n minus 2. Getting this equation correct is very important because you're going to have to use this equation to answer the next 2 questions. The next question was right here. How many squares are in figure number 12? Well, you take your equation, S equals 3n minus 2, and they told us that it was figure number 12, so we subbed a 12 in for the n. Now we go 3 times 12 is 36. 36 minus 2 is 34. Therefore, there are 34 squares in figure number 12. The second question asked us, it said which figure number has 106 squares? So in this case, we put 106 in for S, which is our squares, equals 3n minus 2, and then we simply solve that equation by adding 2 to both sides, dividing by 3, and we get n equals 36. So diagram number 36 has 106 squares. As you can see, having this initial equation is very important because without that, we would not be able to solve the next 2 questions. For this next one, I'd like you to pause your video briefly and attempt this one on your own. You've got 4 diagrams here. I'd like you to fill out the columns and attempt to create the equation yourself. So pause now and give that a try. Now that you've attempted the question, let's take a look at the answer. We have 4 diagrams. The circles is 1, 3 circles, 5 circles, and 7 circles. The pattern is going up by 2, so it's 2D. As we fill out that column, we can see that they're not quite the same. We would have to subtract 1 from each of these numbers in order to make the columns equal. So our equation becomes C equals 2D minus 1. Okay, if you were able to get that equation, great job. You're now going to use that equation to answer these 2 questions. How many circles are in figure number 71? And which figure number has 83 circles? Please pause now and try. The answers for B and C are as follows. For B, we put 71 in for the figure number, and we were able to calculate there was 141 squares. For C, which figure number has 83 circles, we put 83 in for circles, and solved for D, and we realized that that was figure number 42, I'm sorry. We're going to do one more question here, so please pause. I've established the first 2 rows of the table for you, and I need you to create the pattern and then get the equation. Please pause now. If you filled in the equation, hopefully you got B equals 5n plus 2. And once again, you use that equation to answer any questions that follow. Unfortunately, I'm running a little bit short on time, so I'll just click through these ones here, and you can look at them, be able to pause the video and try those yourself. Your assignment for today is page 217, numbers 4 to 7 and 10 to 12. Any questions you may have, please send me an email. Thank you and goodbye.